After a brutal loss on Friday, it's only right for me as a Canes fan to look ahead. To look ahead to just Saturday. What does Saturday mean? Saturday means I get the gauge, I get the estimate of just how much the Miami Hurricanes will fall in the rankings, the AP poll that comes out on Sunday. And to be honest, looking ahead at this slate, I was thinking, yeah, this slate does kind of favor Miami, the number two team in the AP poll, losing and being able to not drop as much as they usually would. Because if Miami loses a game when they're good or when they're decently ranked every season, they drop more than any other team would, than any other SEC or Big Ten team would. And that's just because they hate Miami, in my opinion, in everyone's opinion. They know they hate Miami. And after one loss, the U can never be back again until another 5 years, and they're 5 years away, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. But getting to this slate. So the slate, not too bad of an outcome. Not too bad. Not the best outcomes. Definitely not the outcomes everyone was hoping for. You would have hoped for. Didn't all go our way, but some of them did. Some of them did. Two top 10, well, top 11 matchups in this slate: Alabama versus Tennessee and Ole Miss versus Georgia. Both of those games didn't go the way I wanted them to. I would much rather have Alabama lose. They have the two losses, and we have a common opponent in FSU, where they got smoked by FSU. Then I would much rather have Georgia also have two losses, because then they can't jump Miami in these rankings. And then Ole Miss will still stay above Miami, but Georgia can't jump Miami. While with the Georgia win, which did happen, both of these teams will most likely be in front of Miami in the upcoming rankings because Ole Miss lost to Georgia. Georgia's a good team. Georgia's going to be ranked in the top five. That's what happens. But at least with the Tennessee Alabama game, no matter what team won here, in my opinion, they were going to jump Miami because that's just how the SEC works. The SEC bias works. You beat one good team in the SEC, you get a big rankings boost. So Alabama, Tennessee, no matter what team won there, I believe they were going to jump Miami, which Tennessee losing, you can argue, is also a good outcome because now they're nowhere near Miami. Miami doesn't have to worry about Tennessee being in and around them in the rankings. And Alabama, we do share the common opponent that they lost to, and we beat handedly. Despite the score, we still beat FSU handedly, and Alabama lost to them in pretty large fashion, a pretty considerably FSU handled them. Then we also had the LSU versus Vanderbilt game, in which the LSU Tigers lost. They were playing catch up all game. That was a loss. If you watched the game, you knew LSU was going to lose. In my opinion, since week 2, when we all found out Clemson was fraudulent, the best win LSU has is against Clemson. They did lose to Ole Miss, who's really good, who I like in my opinion, but they just lost this week also. And the game was kind of close, but LSU sucks. LSU sucks. The only reason this game was one score is because they lucked into a touchdown on a broken play. It was a miracle touchdown. In Brian Kelly, Garrett Nussmeyer, and them all. Garrett Nussmeyer, 2 seasons with Garrett Nussmeyer, has been a failure. I think he's good. I just think this offensive scheme in this system, Brian Kelly, the whole LSU team is just garbage. I did not think they were good. I don't think they should have been number 2 when they were. They lost that Gators game. That Gators game made them, in my opinion, garbage even more because the Gators absolutely suck. Then they finally lost to Ole Miss. They still remain number 10, and they lose to another ranked SEC team. And I think they're going to drop pretty big. I see them going to like 17, 18, or 20. Like around there. Because LSU just doesn't look good. They haven't looked good against any good opponents. Clemson's their only big win. And Clemson absolutely sucks. Clemson lost to SMU this week. So LSU, they're out of the top 10. Miami no longer has to worry about them. But the biggest one was Texas Tech versus ASU versus Arizona State. Stan Levitt came back this week after ASU got smoked last week. Came back, had a big game, and upset Texas Tech, number 7th ranked. Big right there. Big right there, because a top 10 loss against an unranked opponent is major. It is major when rooting for your team to jump up in that top 10 or just not drop as far in that top 10. in Texas Tech, Texas Tech is a Big 12 team that hasn't had any big wins, but they just look good against the teams they played. So that's why they're number 7. But the AP poll, the voters, they're gonna punish a Big 12 team for losing to an unranked opponent when you haven't really played that big of competition. They played Utah. That's their best win. Utah also lost this week against BYU, but that's it. They played Oregon State, suck. Kent State sucks. Pine Bluff obviously sucks. Houston and Kansas they handled, but both of those teams are not that good either. So Texas Tech is going to get punished this week and definitely drop to around 15 or so. So that's great for Miami. Miami will at least be one spot ahead of where they would have been if Texas Tech were to go out and handle Arizona State. So thank you, Arizona State, for handling Texas Tech for us, knocking them out of the top 10. Thank you, Vanderbilt for handling LSU, knocking them out of the top 10. And thank the schedulers in the SEC for just beating up on each other this week. Miami, not too bad of an outcome. Not too bad of an outcome for a Saturday after coming off of a terrible, terrible loss against Louisville. Louisville's going to be ranked. Louisville should have been ranked. They only lost to Virginia in overtime. And Virginia's good. Virginia's good. They won this week. Close game against Wazoo. Also, I thought the Texas A&M game, we might have had a shot at getting that, which would have been super clutch for Miami's ranking on Sunday. With Texas A&M losing to Arkansas, but Arkansas's defense couldn't stop a pig running around the field. Is that even hard? Is that hard to do, stopping a pig running around? They couldn't stop my grandma from scoring a touchdown. So couldn't Texas A&M's defense, but they were able to score more points. That's just how the game works. But other than that, everything not so bad for Miami. Now, where do I have Miami being ranked on Sunday at 2 p.m. when the AP poll comes out? I have them at number 7. That's my spot, number 7. So, 1 is going to stay Ohio State. As much as I don't think they should be 1, I think Indiana should be 1. I thought Miami should have been 1. I'm probably always wrong. But Ohio State's going to stay at number 1. Number 2 is going to be Indiana. Number 3 is going to be Texas A&M, despite a close game with a shit Arkansas team. But whatever. We lost to Louisville. Can't talk any more shit. 1 Ohio State. 2 Indiana. 3 Texas A&M. 4 Alabama. 5 Georgia. 6 Ole Miss, because they lost to Georgia, who's 5. And then Miami at 7. Oregon at 8. And then probably Notre Dame. Notre Dame won against USC, so Notre Dame will be there. They can't jump Miami, so don't worry about that. But I'd say we're definitely going to be 7 or 8, because it just depends on this. The committee, the committee, we're not at the committee yet. I hate the committee so much that I can't keep them out of my mouth. They're just stuck in my head from last year. The voters. It's the voters. Do the voters think Oregon is better than Miami? Obviously, in my opinion, no. Oregon is not better than Miami. But I don't vote. I don't vote. And I wouldn't doubt it if they put Oregon ahead of us. So Miami's either going to be 7 or 8. There's no way they're 9. 10. There's no way they're lower than 10. Or I meant higher than 10. Because Notre Dame's going to be right around there. They can't jump us or do anything about that. So, but Vanderbilt, I think we'll be ahead of Vanderbilt. We should be ahead of Vanderbilt. Will be ahead of Notre Dame. We should be ahead of Oklahoma. Georgia Tech, that's going to be a tough one. So we could be 9 also. So I'd say 7, 8, or 9. Definitely will be either 7, 8, or 9. At best, in my opinion, I think we'll get the benefit of the doubt and be 7. I think they see Louisville's a pretty competitive team and they're ranked. And plus we have wins over Notre Dame. We have wins against an SEC team, and then we have wins against USF, who's damn good, and they're showing it again by, even though it's FAU, it is FAU. They handled FSU. I meant FAU. Handled them, boys. So hopefully the Canes stay in 7. Don't go farther down than 10. And other than that, all you can say is win next week, win the week after that, win the week after that, the week after that, the week after that, the week after that. In my opinion, what we should be saying is this is a new season. Went 5-1 on the first half. 5-1 facing some pretty good and talented teams. We have 3 ranked wins. 2 currently ranked wins. 1 of them in the top 15. One of them The other one being the best G5 team. We went 5-1 playing those guys. Plus we played FSU. Plus we played UF. If you were to say you were going to go 5-1 in the first 6 games of the season, you would take it. Now starts another season where we play a way worse schedule. Starts with Stanford, decently tough game against SMU, but after that, the only other one is Pittsburgh. You have to go 6-0 at on 6-0 in the second half of the season. It's simple. 6-0, you're in the playoffs. That's it. You don't worry about the ACC championship. Get in the playoffs. Even though I want to win the ACC championship, there's some things that have to happen. Georgia Tech has to lose. Louisville has to lose again. Virginia has to lose. It's a couple things have to happen. A couple things have to fall in place. But if you control your own destiny by going 6-0, there's no worry about missing the college football playoffs. 5-1 in our first half of the season, 6-0 in the second half. You would take it. I'll be fine with that. Now, losing in that game against Louisville was awful. It was awful. It made me feel like, why did I put so much hope into this team specific? This team with a worse quarterback, because this one threw 4 picks. But guess what? Get off of that. Get off of that. The SEC is going to beat up on each other in the next 6 weeks. They're going to beat each other up for sure. There's going to be some top 10 teams falling. Texas A&M is going to probably get a loss. Alabama might get another loss. Ole Miss might get another loss. Georgia might get another loss. Something's going to happen crazy within this top 10. Miami, if you play against the ACC, not only do you play against the ACC, you either beat the teams that are good, or you already played the teams that are good in the ACC, or you don't play them at all. The only one is SMU. Worry about SMU, that's it. There's no need. We shouldn't not beat up Stanford. We shouldn't not beat up Pittsburgh. We shouldn't not beat up Virginia Tech. We shouldn't not beat up Syracuse. Win all of these games and you're in the playoffs. It doesn't matter. We still control our own destiny because of the big wins that this team won in the beginning of the season. This team is still good. This team is still special. This team still has talent. You just got to be able to play the football that we want to play, which is running the damn ball, getting ahead, and continuing to pound the ball, and having our little big plays. We can't just keep on going for the big plays. We have to earn the big plays by running the ball. Simple as that. Miami Hurricanes, not too bad of a Saturday, not too bad of an outcome on this Saturday for them after losing to Louisville. But these outcomes still don't matter as much as it does to go 6-0 the second half of the season. Simple as that. Let's go Miami Hurricanes.